What's up, everybody? Welcome. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In this episode, we're going to go over the top 100 killer, no filler items to sell. So let's get straight into it. Please make sure to gently caress the like button and consider subscribing, because in every video I give you guys 1 to 3 tips on how to improve your store, but this one is a little bit more in depth. So I appreciate you guys subscribing to this channel. So this is the model. $1,000 a week for most people is $100 times $10 profit items. Everything in this guide of 100 items, this is a free guide, by the way, all of them are $10 more profit. So most of them you can order at home, so you don't need to actually go physically hunt. So number 1, the king, Apple products. I sell these every single day. AirPods, iPads, Apple Watches, MacBook Air, iPhones, keyboards, mice. These are 2 item numbers on my store if you want to check it out. I do hide my solds though, so you'll have to look at the feedback left for others to see what kind of things I'm selling. But there's no secret. I sell every single Apple product. There's not that many of them to learn about. So you can order these at home. You can also look on Facebook Marketplace, Letgo, OfferUp, Craigslist, or ask your friends for their old equipment. During the time of a new release, Apple iPhone 12 or something's coming out soon. People are going to be wanting to get rid of their old devices. Let people know what you do. Get those Apple products in your store. Number 2, Scotty Cameron. This has been amazing for me this year. I paid $6,000 for a closeout at a golf course and sold it for $13,000. Most people in the United States will be near a golf course. You know, with the right presentation, you can get them to sell you their closeout. Now, of course, it's not easy. Nothing in this guide is really that easy. Most of it requires some work. There's no get rich quick tip in this presentation. It's pretty much just hard work and looking for these specific items. So pro tip on Scotty Cameron, what you can do is go to scottycameron.com and sign up for their annual club. That'll give you access to hats, towels, head covers, putters, clothing. All that stuff resells for super high money. You guys know Supreme is like the version for kids. Scotty Cameron is for old golfer people, usually male. That's who buys this stuff, but it sells like crazy. I never have any returns on it. It's very hard to get. Number 3, sporting equipment. You guys know I just sold that treadmill for $450 that I purchased for $200 locally. Bulky fitness equipment sells really well right now because gyms are closed. Dumbbells, treadmills, yoga equipment, workout equipment, squat racks. I sold this weight vest for $50 local pickup that I posted for $5. And just remember, don't rely on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari to bring you traffic. Do it yourself. Sometimes you need to post an ad to get people to buy your things. This is part of e-commerce. The days where you can just post something and forget about it and it'll eventually sell are over. You've got to do more work than that. Okay, number 4, USA made to order. So this is an incredible opportunity right now. I've been researching companies that make stuff in the United States. As you guys know, there's some supply issues overseas, so I'm trying to find stuff that can be made here. So these squat racks I ordered, Rogue is a US company that produces these. There's one in my storage unit that you guys see that I work out at work. These sell for between $100 and $200 profit each. I did really well on these, maybe my top flip of the year. I included a article here of what I wrote on Craigslist. I let people know I paid $450. I'm asking $550. Now here's the thing. If you decided to charge $850 or $900 because of the pandemic, somebody might want to punch you in the face. So don't price gouge people. Let people know the market demand is higher. And for me, I'd rather sell volume and as close to retail as I can. Trying to charge people double, triple retail is always not a good look. I don't want to be that person. It's like those people who sold hand sanitizer for $20. Don't do that. This is not a necessity, but again, there's no gyms right now, so think of that as an opportunity. Also, this is a good opportunity to look for this stuff on overseas sites, just to see if you can start ordering some wholesale, because I don't see this situation changing anytime soon. So this guide is available as a PDF for sale. So you can go in the description below and pick that up. But otherwise, the YouTube version of this is going to be free. So you can just come on here. And every week I'm going to list 10 more items for you guys to check out. So number 5, athletic shoes. This is the bulk of my store. This year I sold $150,000 worth of shoes. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Grailed, StockX. eBay used to be king for sneakers, and they didn't do the best job. They don't do very well with authentication, so all these other websites popped up just because eBay's doing a bad job. Also, Goat I sell on, but not on this. It's not on this list. Top places for me to source are definitely Poshmark. Poshmark for me has been slower this year. It has the most desperate sellers, so that's where I picked up these Vaporflies for $200 and sold them for $410 on eBay. So just for me personally, I don't know if you guys have any experience with Poshmark, it's been slower. So that's where I'm doing a lot of my sourcing, and local brick and mortar shops is actually the largest sourcing opportunity for me personally. I would say 40% of the items in my store are from brick and mortar closeout. That means I have a relationship with them at the end of each season. I get to buy all their inventory at a flat amount. Now, that comes with its challenges. I had to buy 50 pairs of size 5 men's dress shoes. That's a terrible size. It's like it's not a popular style for kids, and there's not that many men that are like 5'2" that would be able to fit those, right? It's a very uncommon size, but that's part of the territory. You can't just go in there and ask to sell their hottest styles. They don't need you for that. So you've got to work out a deal where you take all of it at the end of the month or the end of the season. And again, that's been the most fruitful thing that I've done in my entire business, is those local brick and mortar shops. Number 6, handbags. Handbags are awesome because there's a lot less returns than clothing. They're easy to photograph, easy to store. For me, we find almost all of them at thrift stores, consignment, Facebook Marketplace. If you don't understand how to authenticate an item, I've been doing this for a long time, but if you need to fact check or legit check an item, post it on Instagram, Facebook groups to verify the authenticity. It's not worth it to post a fake item. If it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. No one's selling authentic Chanel on Craigslist for $75 on a $2,000 purse. So it's really obvious when things are fake. Now, the thing is, there are super fakes. Those are a little bit more in depth, but again, those are going to cost more money. So even with the super fake, that's a different tier of handbag selling. Just be careful when you're getting started. Sell the stuff, in my opinion, under $200 as you're getting started. Don't mess with Gucci or Louis Vuitton or Chanel in the beginning as you're learning how to identify fake items. Also, great places to sell those would be like the Real, or maybe ThredUp Luxe if you want to go that route. Designer clothing, number 7. There's 3 different tiers that I talk about in my videos. One is trash, that's like stuff under $20. One is filler, that's stuff that's under $30. And then over $30 I would consider killer. So killer, filler, trash. Killer stuff, like this Dolce & Gabbana jacket, I think sold for $150 or something. This stuff comes when you buy bulk, it's like 5 or 10% of it. So when you buy bulk, it's relatively expensive. You've got to list the filler and the trash sometimes to make the profit. These designer clothes you should sell, and this is going to essentially help your cash flow. You'll get a bunch of cash back, and you're going to have to pay employees at some point if you decide to do a larger scale operation of filler. But again, if you're just doing this solo, just sell designer clothes over $30. It's much easier. There's way less returns. There's more repeat buyers. If you're playing in the clothing game under $30, you need a massive store. There's no one with a small clothing store that makes any decent money. These are 3 stores that I follow: Wild Nice Shirt, One Luxotic Thread, Goose Guy 84. Goose Guy 84 has $1 million listed in his eBay store. Very rare, and has a family, and has a full-time job. So I'm not saying you can't do it with a lot going on in your life, but I've seen it done before. It just requires a really, really high level of commitment and attention to detail, and no room for BS. If you want to have a family, a full-time job, and a 7-figure eBay store, you've got to spend a lot of time organizing and with systems. All 3 of these gentlemen been doing their stores for over 10 years. Okay, so it takes a while to get there. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Number 8, designer jeans. I have been purchasing some consignment. I've been doing some consignment and also some buyouts of private collections. So this came in a box from Hawaii. I paid $35 or $40 for this pair of BBC jeans. Sold for $130. For me, since now we're moving more into the recycled era and people are trying to be green, they're essentially looking to just buy a few pieces that they wear over and over again. At least that's how I'm approaching my life. I'd rather just have 2 pairs of jeans that I really, really love versus 20 pairs of jeans I rarely wear. So for me, spending up on a pair of designer jeans has always been fruitful. However, I do want to point out that I also have the low end. If you look at my store, I have plenty of jeans that are between $15 and $30. I would consider this stuff filler or even junk on the low end. And that's okay, because I need that to pay for contractors to work for me. So for me, there's no glory in doing this all by yourself. I would rather have a small team. I'm not knocking people that do it on their own. I'm just saying I'd rather be like Goose Guy 84, have time with my family, have a full-time job that I'm interested in, and just own a resale business rather than work in it every single day. Number 9, video games. By far the easiest category to sell, but the most competitive. If you go to a garage sale when you wake up on a Saturday at 8 o'clock, all the video games are going to be gone. You've got to be early. You've got to hustle. You've got to email the person the night before and say, I'll be there at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me buy your PlayStation 4. I'm really hungry. If you are just one of those people who does this casually, you will never find video games. They sell pretty much instantly as soon as you sell them. Vintage, retro, especially now that so many people are at home. You've got to get your hustle boots on and really figure out how to get the supply. These sell pretty much instantly when people post them on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp because they're just super high in demand. I'm going to give you guys an example. If you go to Terapeak on eBay and search for video games, there's like 2 million searches for every single kind of video console. Every type of thing has literally millions of searches. Compare that with men's slacks, just giving you an example. Each type of men's slacks only has 20,000 searches. So 20,000 searches versus 2 million searches. Where should you put your time? If you only have a small amount of time, having a small video game store, you can do online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, get the games at Walmart, Target that are selling for more on Amazon, eBay, flip those games. Very, very competitive, but anybody can do it. And it's nice because your money turns over really quickly. Number 10, boots. Everyone could use a great pair of boots. I just sold a pair of Doc Marten. This is the Oxblood color, made in England. Also sold a pair of Wolverine work boots. So work boots and then style boots, fashion boots. Everyone needs a few good pairs of boots, in my opinion. Rain boots, these all do super well. So I'm going to continuously update this with more brands. Maybe some brands you haven't heard of, Grenson, Trickers, Red Wings, most people have heard of. So this is the gist of how this guide is going to work. I encourage you guys to pick it up. It's called the Top 100 All Killer No Filler Buy List. It's $20 in the description below. I'm going to update it every week with 10 new items to sell weekly until it hits 100. So all the revisions and future updates are free. So you guys can either watch this series on YouTube and not pay any money, but if you want a PDF that you can look at on your phone while you're outsourcing, that might be a good investment. Also, this video is sponsored by my reseller field guide, which is $35 with code YouTube. That's how step-by-step how to make $1,000 a week on eBay. However, you still need to find your own stuff. I can explain the rest of it, but you need to find supply. I'll take care of the rest of it for you. And then my progress journal has been relatively popular. You use that to keep track of your progress. This is all about 1% improvements every single day. Don't get discouraged. You're going to do this over the long term. If you do this for 10 years, you'll have a store that makes you great money. You'll also have a bunch of tax write-offs from having your own business, and you'll have the capacity to have somebody else help you do it if you choose to do so. So thank you, everyone. Until next time, make progress daily.